On the phone, talking to Kathleen Madigan, the excellent stand-up comic. Thanks for talking to me. I know it's you're on the West Coast right now?
Yes, no problem. I'm up.
It's early. I know what it's like to have to talk to people early in the morning. It's not the most pleasant thing in the world. So
yeah, I don't know how you guys do it.
I don't know how I do it either. You just
day to day. Yeah, I couldn't do it.
I watched your special Gone Madigan on Netflix. I loved it. It's absolutely great. And I have a lot of questions for you.
Okay.
Especially about Netflix, which seems to be, interestingly enough, a new way for comics to kind of get more of a fan base. How do you feel about your specials on Netflix?
I love it mainly because, like, when I've had specials on HBO and Showtime and Comedy Central, all of them, and they would always tell you a premiere date. You know, they'd go, okay, Kathleen, your show's going to be on September 30th, 8 o'clock. And I'd go, okay, awesome. And then what about after that? Well, we don't know. How many times are you going to show it? We don't know. What time would you show it if you did show it? Don't know. Will you let me know when you know? No, we can't ever tell you. So literally, I can only if you said, "Oh, I like your stuff. Do you have any specials?" I go, "Yeah, but I can't tell you where or when you would ever see one. I have no idea." Like, it was just so ridiculous. Whereas Netflix, I can go, "Yeah, there's 2 of them on there. Anytime you want, you go ahead." And then there'll be another one this fall. So anytime you want to go see something, there it is. Not to mention, they don't edit us, and they just pay you. There's no process. They go, yeah, we would love for you to do an hour. Just turn in your homework and we'll just throw it up on the board.
That's interesting. Great. That's crazy. It's like you actually have creative control. Imagine that.
Right. Instead of, well, our sponsor says this and this sponsor says, could you please not say that you like Count Chocula because that's part of General Mills and General Mills is part of Jesus. Like, what are you talking about? Like, it just got so ridiculous. And I'm not even, like, controversial or dirty or nothing. You can't even get any more innocuous than I am. They still would find things to complain about.
Yeah, you can't be specific about anything at all. It's the same way in radio where it's like, well, you don't want to say anything bad about this company because who knows if they're sponsoring the show or they're talking to them about sponsoring the show. It's just walking on eggshells, right?
Yeah. So Netflix, they don't care. They didn't edit one thing. Nothing.
That's amazing.
With all the comics, you just turn in your homework and off you go.
I can't believe that.
Nobody bothers you. Like, I mean, the most important thing to me is access. So the fact that it's always on is the most important. But it is really nice to not have to put up with it's a corporate person, too. They're not even a funny person. Like, if they were a funny person, you could go, well, hey, if you don't want me to say that, maybe you could think of something funnier.
Yeah, punch it up. Yeah.
Yeah. If they said, hey, we have a punch-up crew, so all the words that won't work with legal, they'll go ahead and think of new ones and you can pick out of that. Great.
So basically, it's a special for Netflix. It's not, hey, I did this special that aired on Comedy Central, or I did this special that is on DVD now, and you can also get it on Netflix. You're doing it directly for Netflix.
Well, usually before you do it, you know where it's going to go.
Okay.
Now, if I'd have gone to HBO Plus, and the other thing is Netflix will pay me anyway, in the comics I know, a lot more. So I don't understand what cable's doing anymore. I don't know what they think what is the grand prize? Prestige? I mean, to say, oh, I have an HBO special? I don't think people really care. I think they just want to see your special.
Right. Any way that they can watch it, they just want to see the actual content of the special.
Yeah. I feel like talking to Netflix is talking to my cool 20-something neighbor who's really friendly but knows the future. And I feel like speaking to network TV is like speaking to my grandparents. They're fine, but they just don't really get it anymore.
They used to be cool too. Believe me.
Yeah,
we were cool at one point.
Yeah. They just they haven't kept up. They haven't changed their furniture. They don't have a new phone. They have no new clothes. Like, come on, man.
I guess this would go against all people who wear suits anyway, but you would think that they would see the tide changing and go, hey, let's get ahead of this thing. Let's figure this out. Let's,
Right.
Of course not.
What stops people from doing that? Arrogance.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. It's like the politicians that always think, I'm going to win, it's not a problem. And then they get landslided out by some young guy. Well, that's because you weren't paying attention.
Yep.
That's why, because you're arrogant and you're confident. Well, you're overconfident is what it is. You're overconfident in your ability. Because I think Showtime and HBO have been doing good stuff for drama stuff.
Oh, they've been the top of the game. I mean, everything that's good is on HBO or Showtime, maybe a little AMC and FX. But yeah, Showtime and HBO have been incredible, haven't they?
Yeah, with Game of Thrones and Ray Donovan, all of it. Although I did quit. there's only 2 shows I've quit in my life. I quit Lost lost me.
Okay.
After, I don't know, week 7, and the one guy kept getting fatter, I'm like, wait, you're on an island with no food. There were too many illogical things about Lost. I'm a very A and B sided Libra person, and Lost just got too illogical. I couldn't buy it. I don't buy it. There was a giant polar bear in the woods 2 weeks ago. But this week you're saying we should go look for some berries and get some water in the woods. No, we shouldn't. There's a giant polar bear in there.
That's the last place we should go.
I just never, and I liked the premise, but I also have officially quit, speaking of Showtime and HBO and stuff, Homeland. I'm not doing it again.
Why?
No.
What's wrong?
No. Every single thing. Homeland, I felt like it's the bad mechanic thing. I thought you were a good mechanic. I let you take my car apart, and now I can't go to another mechanic because I'm too far in with you. And I felt like Homeland at first seemed like a good idea, and then it starts getting crazier and crazier. There's too many things I can't buy.
Yes.
You're going to send some tall blonde to Iraq who's going to be a secret? Come on. No.
I love that you're saying this because I speaking of Netflix and speaking of that same exact interaction, I had that last week with Californication. I decided I've watched all of the TV shows, every season of I watched both seasons of House of Cards, and I'm caught up on Orange is the New Black, and I watched Breaking Bad, and I'm caught up on Mad Men. Okay, what's left? And Californication is staring me in the face, and I'm like, I can't turn you down, David Duchovny, so I start watching this thing, and the whole first season, all I'm saying is I'm waiting for you to give me a reason to care about all of these awful characters. And I got through the first season and I was like, they're gross. I don't want to hang out with them anymore. It's like you go to the bar and you meet somebody and they're like, oh, I've got a cool new friend. And then you start hanging out with them and you're like, I don't want to be a part of this circle anymore. I'm getting out of here.
I feel like I totally get it. And there comes a breaking point where you go, I'm breaking up with you. That was the last straw. And I think the last season of Homeland, where everything just becomes so unbelievable that really I'm rooting for you all to die. I'm now rooting for the wrong side. You have made me hate you so much and everything that you all stand for, because they're all self-absorbed narcissists. It's all about them.
That's it, right?
Yeah, there's nobody that I like. I'm not rooting for anybody. I wasn't even rooting for Brody. I don't care. I just don't care, dude. And I think I was supposed to be rooting for him, but they took the characters too far, and that lady's eyes make me anxious.
She freaks you out?
Yeah, and I'm sure I don't know if she's doing it on purpose, but the kind of your eyes bobbing out of your head, like bolting out of your brain, it gives me anxiety. And I thought, why do I need more anxiety I don't need anxiety.
Oh, that's so funny. I'm talking to Kathleen Madigan. Man, I'm very excited about you coming to the area. You're going to be at UPAC on the 12th. And I got to say, we haven't gotten into something that I was curious about your take on, because, Netflix is a one great way to get the material out there. But another thing that seems to be happening is so many people are becoming much more well-known with Twitter.
I think the bad part about Twitter is the anonymity. I'm done with it. Because we can't be.
No, of course
I can't be anonymous.
Right.
So all these people that write all these mean, terrible things, and it's usually not towards me, but like my friend Louis Black, the comedian, he's political. Mm-hmm. So he'll say, and then, oh my God, the hate mail he receives. I don't know how he gets out of bed every day. I'd kill myself. I mean, I would be so upset. Like, that stuff I can't lie. I don't like it. I don't care for it. It's upsetting, because then my Irish gets up and then I want to fight with the person.
Right.
And then I go, no, that's stupid. I don't even know the person.
Right.
If I want to fight with somebody that matters, I should call up my brother and tell him a few things. Let's have a real fight. But I think Twitter's a fun vehicle. I consider it like our office, especially for comedians, because we're usually by ourselves or with another comic maybe, but on the road, and it's just nice to be able to see where's everybody at, what's everybody doing. I don't think it gets you new fans, though, either.
You don't think so?
I think the young comics put all this faith in social media, and it's like your social media will grow with the exact amount of actual real work you do and real people who see you. It's not going to... Well, I think some of the younger comics, they'll see an internet sensation every once in a while and think they could be that one in a million, too. And maybe they can, but I don't think it's where you should put most of your energy. Maybe a little bit, but...
Well, do you think that it's easier or tougher now to get started in comedy than when you broke in?
I think it's just really different, and I don't think that I would, me and Lou call this time the gray area. Like, some people are still watching TV. The younger people don't even own TVs. Some people just spend all their money on direct TV. Like, there's no focus. It's all splintered, and it's in all these different groups. So I think you're best off if you're like a very untapped minority, Indian, something like that, where that's because then you have a target audience. If you don't, I don't know. I mean, jokingly, I go say it if I go to one of the clubs or something, and the younger comics are like, well, I don't know how I'm going to reach anybody. I don't know how I'm going to get in TV and get noticed. I go, I don't either. I don't have any idea. At this point, the only way I know for sure you'll get a lot of focus is if you killed people. That's it.
You might have to go to drastic measures, but hey, you'll get a Netflix special out of it.
Yeah, you will.
And they won't even edit you making jokes about the murder you committed. It's great.
Yeah, it may not be the special you intended, but you will definitely be special for a day.
So you're from Missouri, and you split time between a farm in the Midwest and Los Angeles. Is that true?
Yeah, I come here because I have to. I really don't. I don't like this. I don't like Los Angeles. I figured out the other problem with this city. The other day I woke up. This is true. You can Google it. They said there's an albino cobra loose in Los Angeles.
Oh, God.
Is it in your neighborhood? Join us.
No.
Right. So that was their teasing thing. So then I Googled it. Well, there was an albino cobra loose, and it was about 20 miles away from my house. But a cobra can go 30 to 40 miles a day if it chooses to. So, but I thought, really, an albino cobra? Everybody I know out here is not from here.
Right.
Which means nobody's parents are here. And I don't care how old you are. If your mom's coming over, you get your act together. That's why, like, when you hear somebody out here, oh, my God, somebody had a Black Panther, and it's loose now in Calabasas. Okay, I could have a Black Panther out here because my mom never stops by. If I lived in St. Louis, I couldn't have a Black Panther because once every 2 weeks I'd go, oh, my God, my mom's on her way. I got to hide the panther. And you just can't hide a Black Panther or a cobra. I mean, it's just a city of people gone crazy. I'm going back to the Midwest as soon as I cash out. I don't know when that'll be, but
the albino cobra is at a Starbucks somewhere in Hollywood trying to sell a screenplay about vampires. It's fine, but it's very unique. It's not like the other ones, really. It's a really unique one. It's like Twilight meets Office Space.
And it's a reality show. We vote the vampires off.
So you're from Missouri right now. No matter which side you root for, your baseball team's doing okay. Are you a Cardinals or are you a Royals person?
I'm a Cardinals. I'm happy for the Royals, though, because they haven't been good since 1985.
It's been a long time.
They beat us in the World Series, and nobody watched because it was two Missouri teams. I can understand. Nobody cared. So, but I'm BFFs with Lewis Black, and his team is the Orioles, and they haven't done anything in forever.
I'm an Orioles fan. I'm a huge Orioles fan, so.
You and Lou Black, only two people I know. You're the second one.
You know what? If I have to be one of two, I don't mind being in the company of Lewis Black. I really don't. I interviewed him once.
He also claims the Nationals. And I go, no, Lou, no. You can't have two teams. That's not the way the season works because he'll claim the Ravens and the Redskins.
No.
Really, his heart is with the Redskins because he was mad because the Colts left him when he was a child. Well, then that's too bad, Lou.
Yeah.
That's too bad. You get one replacement team, not two.
And you know what? You can have, if you're an Orioles fan, you can't go across the Beltway and root for the other team in the city. You have to pick a National League team so they don't play your team, and they can't be from the same region. You got to go be a San Francisco Giants fan, or you got to go be a Mets fan, or be something where there's no conflict. Now you've completely warped my perception of Lewis Black and his integrity. You really have made things difficult for me.
It's awful. It's completely awful.
Well, Kathleen, it has been an absolute joy. 10/12, that would be October 12th at the Ulster Performing Arts Center. Get your tickets now. You can go to KathleenMadigan.com. I'm going to post some clips of you from your website and from YouTube on WRRV.com. But thanks so much for your time.
Oh, thanks.
And I will. I'll check out your latest uncensored Netflix special.
All right, I appreciate it.
Take care.
I'll see you guys soon.